to the nightly game plan trade of the week video. This is Sami with T3Live.com. It is good to be back. I was out last week and I am back recording this video on live during market hours on Wednesday the 11th. Unfortunately, I don't have a trade of the week play to go over for you. We try and analyze, really dissect one trade per week and talk about the entry, stop, target, show you the management, show you how it was played. Kind of a weekly educational video, but this week I don't have any swing trades other than the FL, which just triggered this morning. So it just triggered. I don't have, I can go over the entry, but there's nothing more to go over pretty much. And so what I thought about doing is going over my daily watch list and show you some of the things that I'm going to be watching today and probably the rest of the week. So let's go to live charts and take a look, shall we? Okay, here we go. Showing you the hourly and the daily time frames. We'll start with the bearish watch list. Actually, before I start with the going over the daily watch list, let me show you the cues. We have kind of a sideways trend. I know we're at all-time highs, so you might think I'm crazy by saying sideways trend, but notice the 20 period moving average is going through price. So at the moment we don't have much momentum, almost a sideways trend the last 2-3 months, inside obviously of a larger uptrend. So this is really bullish, but just at the moment we're not really going anywhere. And if we can put in an inside bar today and then tomorrow break under it, then that might signal the pullback on the daily chart, in which case I'll look to play long once the market triggers a buy setup off of the 20 MA on the daily chart. So if that happens, we'll have to wait and see. As far as the daily watch list, let's take a look. The first one is the ATVI. It gapped down. This has been in a really strong uptrend, and recently the uptrend was broken. We actually put in a counter rally, sell setup, and then we had a gap down that gapped under support, and we kind of have a 1, 2, 3 short. Looks okay lower, not too bad. I'm not in it, but not too bad as a short. CBI, I did a trade of the week video on the CBI way back in August, and it was a very nice trade, but it continued way up and now has a weekly sell setup. This is a weekly time frame, has a weekly sell setup. The rally was probably too bullish to short this stock on the first entry, so I'm going to let the first entry go and look for a secondary sign of weakness before I play the CBI. FL is the one that I took, and as you can see, it's a 1, 2, 3 play on the daily chart. A 1, 2, 3 means you have a base, a breakdown, and then an inside bar, and then a continuation pattern. So 1, 2, 3 short. So that's what I did this morning. This was an official trade called for the nightly game plan, and it's actually the first trade that triggered this week. A lot of the other ones that I called never triggered. With the target being down here at 31.50, 50-ish. So not too bad. Let me show you the breakdown on the hourly chart, because it has a shakeout too. That's the hourly time frame, and that's the entry basically right here. Notice the topping tail. Maybe not quite a shakeout, but here's what I'm talking about. Pop, right, and then a base, and then a breakdown. So kind of like a shakeout off of the declining 20. So I'm in it short, looking to hopefully get it to 31.50. If it gets there, it'll be really nice. I have 1,600 shares, 1,639 I believe. I risk $1,000 per trade, so I'm sized correctly on this. G-Dot was going climactic on the monthly, weekly, and I liked it short, but today it gapped down already. So we have a sell setup on the hourly chart, but I don't like it anymore. So I'm gonna take this off my daily watch list. The Nordstrom JWN is a breakdown. It's not a very pretty chart, but what I like about it is the fact that that's breaking under support basically. So also a 1, 2, 3, 1, and then the inside bar, and then today is the breakdown bar. So here's 1, 2, 3 triggered already. but I didn't take it. I only take the ones that I absolutely love, right? I don't take the ones that are okay, or even the ones that are good. I take the ones, and I call the ones for the nightly game plan members that I think are almost basically perfect. One quick and easy way to, if you know what you're doing, if you know what you're looking for, just a tip here, a really good way to decide whether to take the play or not is by scoring it on a scale of 1 to 10. And if it scores, let's say 1 to 3, 10 being the best, 1 to 3, never take it. If it scores between 4 to 6, think twice before taking it, and make sure that the plays that you take, if it scores between 7 to 10, those are the ones that you want to take. And that's what I try and do. This MYOK is really, really nice on the daily chart. We have a base. Now the stock is up like, you know, I don't know, up 300% in the last few months. So up a lot. And then look what it did. Broke out, right? And then the breakout failed. And now we have a base breakdown under the 20 MA. My hope is that it doesn't go just yet and that it bases a little bit more, but looks really, really good short. I like it a lot. Here's the larger time frame, MYOK. Again, probably around a 300% move in 1 month or 2 months. Weekly chart, daily. So not quite ready yet, but I'm going to be watching it. The NPTN, a breakdown and kind of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 short. Hasn't triggered yet, but like it lower under 472 with a stop probably over 510. So that's not too bad either. PAGP. PAGP is more of a weekly sell setup. So in a downtrend, rallies, gives you, a weekly sell setup. Once the green bar gets ignored, should come back down to around $20. Don't love it, so I don't think I'll be taking a position in this, but watching it. PI is probably the same. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. Sell setup on the weekly time frame also. Not too good, so I'm going to let it go. PTCT, pretty messy as a chart, and it's a really, really wild stock. It's a pharmaceutical. Those are the ones that gap a lot, so be careful playing anything that has the word therapeutics or pharmaceutical or biotech, or right. Those are the ones that I have to make sure that the play is really, really perfect. The setup is really perfect before I take a position in it overnight. So PTCT, gap down and then an inside bar and then possibly lower. So it's all right, not too great. SUPN, sell setup on the daily chart. That's not bad. A gap down that ended the daily uptrend is always bearish. Take a look at the uptrend, gapped under it. Very, very bearish. And now rallying back into the 20. So I like it, especially if we end up being a green bar today. I will probably take a shot at it tomorrow short. So we'll see. SUPN Sina is also 1, 2, 3. It triggered already. I almost played the Sina, but because it's down a lot already, I decided not to do it. But again, Sina was almost played, and so was the VIAP. Looks good. 1, 2, 3. A lot of 1, 2, 3 patterns I'm seeing here on my daily watch list. Gap down, inside bar, short. So that triggered too. Not too bad, but again, I like to play the perfect ones only and pass on everything else. Meaning, I pass on 90% of the plays. The WUBA was a sell setup, setting up as a short, but notice it's probably going to be failing here. If it comes back down and breaks under the base, that's a short. I mean, I would take it with my eyes closed. But how likely is it to negate this green bar? It's very unlikely. If it does, I'll be in it, most likely. That's my bearish watch list. As you can see, there's a lot of good ideas. And how many of them did I take? 1, the FL, because I deemed it to be the best. And I only want to take the best. CMG has been in a severe downtrend. Now, you can see that the downtrend is starting to end, or the stock is starting to stabilize and possibly going to be ending the downtrend. That's the 20 MA when it starts to curl. Right, to flatten out, curl, point up, so the CMG is a transition A watch. It's not quite ready, a little bit messy, and it's a $300 stock, meaning it's going to be spready, but that's not too bad. And then FIT is a daily buy setup. I missed, or I passed, I should say, on the FIT long. I actually gave it as an idea over 42, or 43, or that's 43, 643. But I passed on it, worked. And now we have another buy setup, but looks like it's not really going to be triggering. GNCA is a little daily buy setup. It's more of an hourly buy setup. See the hourly chart? That rounding bottom. So here, over $1.80 or 82, 80 it looks like, 180, looks higher. Not too good, so I'm going to pass on it. JBHT, buy setup, deep pullback, but right at the rising 20 MA. So it just needs to take out the prior bar's high, 106.46 at the moment, and then it'll be an interesting buy setup. LC does not look good on the daily chart, but this is one of my favorite long-term watches. It is a weekly core play. Just letting you know, the LC is going to be, if it can break out, it's probably going to be really, really good. So I'm watching this as a long-term play, all right, on the LC, not as a daily swing play. The LNTH triggered already today, or even maybe yesterday. It's a weekly buy setup. Not too bad. I passed on it, but again, not too bad. MLHR, beautiful daily buy setup. The one issue with the MLHR is how thin it is, and it's part of the pilot program, so it has about 5 to 10 cent spread, but it's extremely thin. It did 259,000 shares yesterday, so it's extremely thin. Otherwise, it's a beautiful pullback to the rising 20 to support, not bad at all. NVAX is not too good on the daily, but I like the weekly. I think this might have bottomed. Notice the wide range red bar, and then where did the stock go after that? It actually didn't go lower at all, meaning the wide range bar is not generating any bearish or any sell-off at all. So the stock is holding up pretty well after this wide range bar, and I like it higher. I have the 2:15 alarm go off right now. It's a 2:15 reversal time, so that's not too bad. NVAX as a more of a long-term play. This is beautiful. Transition A. It's just a matter of figuring out a way in. There was an entry right here. I don't know if I was around or if I was, looks like a couple weeks ago. And then there was an entry yesterday also on the PMTS. Looks good higher, but I'm not in. RYAM, not very good on the daily, but let me show you the monthly. That's not bad. Monthly buy setup at the rising 20 at support. So it just needs to take out 1434 or so, and then I like it higher. SCG, I missed it. And this was my second favorite idea. And it's a daily climactic buy setup. Nice hourly chart, but triggered a couple days ago, and I've been watching it, trying to figure out a way in, and I just never really got in it. But looks good. SCG is on its way. TOO, I believe the stock bottomed. Let's take a look at the larger time frames. Monthly, kind of a double bottom after a climactic sell-off. So I do think this likely bottomed over 274 or so. Not too bad. Weekly also is ignoring the declining 20 MA, so likely higher. So this is also more of a long-term play, and the VRX is also more of a long-term play. VRX extremely bearish last few years, and it spent the whole year now going sideways. Actually rallied a little bit, and you can hardly see it, but it's a weekly buy setup plus a rounding bottom, and here's the daily chart. So this is more of a long-term play. It's not ready for today or tomorrow, but just on my daily watches as a long-term play. And that's it. That's what I'm going to be watching for today. I'll rescan. I'll scan again tonight. I scan every day and update my watch list, but that's the watch list for today, and I thought I would just go over it with you to show you what I do. Let's go back and to the slides and wrap it up, shall we? Okay, great. So, well, hope you enjoyed today's walkthrough video, and I'll talk to you next week. But before I let you go, just want to say earnings season is around the corner, and there's going to be a lot of great plays in the nightly game plan program if you're interested in joining, but you got to do it now. Because again, earnings season is just around the corner. There's going to be tons of plays. There's also going to be a lot of great day trades in the black room. So check it out if you're interested. You can get a free trial by contacting customer service at the number below. And again, hope you enjoyed today's video. Have a great weekend and see you next week. Happy trading.